If you're afraid to spend money in retirement, you're not alone. But what if I told you that that fear, that hesitation, might actually be costing you more than overspending ever could? Today, I want to walk you through 3 reasons why spending more, yes, spending more might be the smartest retirement decision you'll ever make, and why waiting too long to enjoy your money can lead to something far worse than running out of cash. It can lead to running out of time. Let me tell you a quick story. I've told this story here before, but it's literally one of the most defining moments of my financial advisor career. I had 2 clients. We'll call them Jim and Bev. Jim was a retired air traffic controller. And when I met him and Bev were nearly 80 years old. They had about $1 million in their retirement portfolio, and they weren't touching it. They didn't need any of it to live on at that point. I remember early in one of our planning meetings, Jim looked at me. I can literally picture the look in his eyes right now as I tell you this story. He said, "I wish we had spent more early in retirement." He always wanted to take his wife to Italy. He'd seen it during the war. He wanted to take her to see it under better circumstances, but they kept waiting. And he told me, "We were always preparing for a rainy day." But the rainy day never came. What came instead was time, and with it, declining health. And now they had the money, but they had no time or energy left to enjoy it. Now, they'd lived a successful retirement by most definitions. They certainly weren't going to have to worry about running out of money. They were very comfortable, but they never really lived their retirement. They played small, too small, and they never ended up doing the things that they wanted. And now he was looking back with regret on what might have been. Let me tell you about a retirement epidemic that nobody talks about. We talk a lot about overspending in retirement. Heck, most of retirement planning education is geared around how much you can spend in retirement without running out. We're fascinated by it. I understand it, but you know what the real problem is? It's chronic underspending, especially among good savers, the people who spent their entire lives saving, delaying gratification, living below their means. Suddenly they have permission to spend, and they don't know how. And that hesitation, that fear of touching the nest egg, that's what can lead to a retirement that's technically secure, but emotionally hollow. Let's get into what that means. Here are 3 big reasons why you might want to loosen the purse strings sooner than you think. Spend a little more when you retire so that you don't end up like the clients I talked about earlier in the video. Here's the first thing. Every retiree has 3 phases, the go-go years, full of travel, activity, adventure. These are prime time bucket list items. This is what most people think of when they think of retirement. But the truth is, it's not your whole retirement. At some point, you start to slow down. You reach the slow go years, less travel, more routine. Typically, health is still all right, but that trip to Italy is becoming less likely at this point. It's more like taking day trips with your friends, spending lots of time with family, and then finally, you get to the no-go years. These years tend to be marked by declining health, limited mobility. You're simply not doing the same things at 85 that you were doing when you were 65. Now, if you're watching right now and you're in your late 50s or your mid 60s, you could and should be enjoying those years, those go-go years, as soon as possible for you, because while it may not feel like it yet, the clock's already started to tick. You may get your go-go years all the way up to your mid 70s or so. I've seen plenty of times where that happens, but the fact is, time is our most precious resource, and if you're not taking advantage of these years, you could be shortchanging yourself of the thing that you worked so hard for so many years. Spending too conservatively early on means you might miss those years when the money can buy happiness in the form of memories and experiences and time with your loved ones. Second up, you're not spending your principal, you're unlocking its purpose. Let's talk about this. I say this a lot. Your money's a tool. It's not a trophy. You didn't save it to be able to stare at a growing account balance like it's a high score in a video game. You saved it to use it, to create freedom and joy, to have an impact. With the right income plan in place, a 3-bucket strategy, you can have the freedom to unlock the purpose of your money. You're not burning through your savings. You're finally using them to live the life that you earned. The third reason to spend more. The way people get this one wrong, they're in search for peace of mind in air quotes. They're searching for certainty in an uncertain environment. Retirement, I've said it a million times, is a completely different financial system than the one that you work in your whole working career, and that can be scary. People try to create peace of mind by protecting what they have, by making sure that they're not touching the principal in their accounts, by playing it too safe. Here's the issue. That doesn't come from hoarding money. It comes from knowing that you have a plan A lot of retirees think that they'll get that feeling. They'll finally feel good about things when they see their portfolio grow larger. And even when that happens, they just move the goalpost again. What really matters isn't the account balance. It's how you use it. It's the plan that you put in place. Having an actual plan for your income, for how much you can spend, with contingencies for what you would do if things went sideways. That's what can allow you to relax and enjoy the ride. Having that plan for retirement income, for your taxes, for your healthcare, for your financial legacy. When those are in place, you know what you can afford, and that allows you to stop playing small and start really enjoying and living the retirement. This is exactly what I help people do every day, by the way. Build a retirement plan that tells you not just what you have, but what you can do with it. If you ever thought, I just want to know if it's okay to spend more, let's walk through it together. Click the link down below to book a no-cost consultation. We'll build your personalized Clear Vision retirement plan, and we'll show you how you can enjoy your retirement without second-guessing every single expense. Now let's get into how to fix this stuff in the video. Here are 4 simple steps that you can follow to spend more and live a retirement free from regret. I want you to keep the retirement spending smile in mind as we go through this. You've probably seen me talk about this before on the channel, but people don't spend a static amount, a level amount all throughout retirement. They spend more early in those go-go years, doing the cool stuff, and then spending trends down as they reach the slow-go years, and finally, late into retirement, it picks back up again, but this time it's for things like healthcare costs, not for the bucket list items. That's the spending pattern most retirees follow, and so we need to build a plan accordingly. Here's how you do it. Step number 1, create a floor of income. Think of this as your base lifestyle income. Social Security, pensions, annuities, maybe even bond ladders. This covers your housing, your food, your healthcare, all of the essentials. And when that's covered, it's just coming in via paychecks. Every dollar above that, you can use a little bit more freely. Step number 2, use a 3-bucket plan to fund your lifestyle upgrades. You know that I love this. Bucket number 1, cash for today. Also to cover any additional income gap between your base income and the total spending that you have for up to the first 5 years of retirement. Bucket number 2, additional conservative investments to refill bucket 1 as needed. Get you to a total of no less than 10 years worth of income coverage. And then finally, bucket number 3, long-term growth money. This lets you pull money confidently from the right place at the right time so that you're not selling stocks in a down market just to take a vacation and then feeling guilty about it. Here's a key thought. Put on your good listening ears for this one. The stock market should have no authority to decide when, where, and how you'll live your life. But if you don't create a plan to control it, that's exactly what it'll do. Step number 3, set up a fund budget and then spend it. Guilt-free. Pick a number, 10,000 a year, 20,000 a year, 25,000 a year, whatever fits your plan. Call it the Smile Fund because that's what it's for. And then use it. If you don't use it, inflation or someone else will after you're gone. And by the way, that someone else can often mean the IRS. That's why we have to have a plan for taxes, but that's another subject for another video. Step number 4, reassess yearly. Don't obsess daily. Spending more doesn't mean never looking at your finances again. Once a year, sit down, look at your spending, look at the returns that you got, and look at your goals and adjust the plan as needed. Just don't micromanage your joy. That's not what retirement's for. You don't need to be in there playing around every day to see how things are going. Create a plan, let the plan work. Don't let fear rob you of the best years of your retirement. You didn't save your whole life just to play small. You saved to live. I glossed over the bucket plan pretty quickly here. If you want more information about that, if you haven't seen me talk about it before, there's a bunch of videos on the channel about it. Matter of fact, I'll put one of them right over here.